Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Jocelyn M. McGuire, and welcome to Can You Handle the Truth? Listen, you know what? I'm so glad you guys are here. I want you to what? Like and share. Like and share. And don't forget to go over there to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Jocelyn N. McGuire. Hit that notification bell, baby. That way you'll never miss another episode of Can You Handle the Truth? You know, I am your host and creator, Jocelyn N. McGuire, specializing in breakthrough counseling, women's ministry, mental health, um, trauma in adults as well as in children. I do hold a bachelor's degree in psychology. I am also a certified circle keeper as well as a licensed evangelist. Listen, my passion is to see individuals overcome with the truth. Now let's get at it. Can you handle the truth? Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said before, like and share. Like and share. You know, the other week we were talking about life insurance. And since it was such a informational subject and a subject that a lot of people don't like to talk about. But however, I presented it to you along with our special guest. Now we are ready for what? We're ready for what? Part two of life insurance. And I'm going to bring my guests on now. And there he is. There he is. Hello, Mr. Nichols. And welcome once again to Can You Handle the Truth? Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey, thank you again for having me. I'm so happy to be here again. And for people that wasn't there last time, my name is Jeffrey Nichols, and I'm specializing in life insurance and the different ways that you can use it while you're alive, as well as the benefits that you already know will come with. And I also have a background in IT, and I'm a family man, I'm a father, and I'm just happy to be here to help the community and educate the community and make a difference in our community.
All right. Thank you so much for that pleasant introduction. We also are so happy that you were able to sketch us into your busy schedule. Thank you ever so much. You know, our first part one of life insurance, our topic was GoFundMe, church collection, life insurance, which one makes sense. And the one that really makes sense is life insurance because you are now asking for funds from strangers and you're asking for funds from your church. And then when your church can't provide this insurance money to bury your loved one, then you want to get all upset. You want to go AWOL. You want to talk about the church. You want to talk about the pastor.
Right.
You'll talk about everybody negative in there because they did not help bury your loved one. It is let's get this straight. It is not the church responsibility to bury you or your loved one. Now let's get you set the house in order. All right. The house is now in order. It
Right.
is not the church responsibility to bury your loved one or bury you. It is your responsibility as an individual, as an adult, to have life insurance on your loved ones. And when you get this life insurance, then when your loved one pass away, you should use it accordingly to their wishes or your wishes, but to make sure you use it to put away your relative. I didn't say you had to put 10,000 in the ground. I didn't say that. I didn't say you had to put 3,000 in the ground. But what I'm saying is take care of your responsibility in that part, and then you can have some funds left over to pay maybe some of their debts or to even help you out yourself. Now, today we're going to talk about part two of life insurance and how the insurer, I believe I pronounced that correct, and that's the position of the person that is paying for the insurance. The insurer has many benefits before having to use the life insurance due to death. You have many benefits, and today, Mr. Nichols is going to share that information with us. Like I said before, I want you guys to do what? Like and share and go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Jocelyn M. McGuire. All right, and hit that notification bell, baby. That way you won't miss another episode of Can You Handle the Truth. Now, take it away for us, Mr. Nichols. I'm going to unmute you because I believe I was getting some static before if we don't mute, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and I'm going to let you go ahead and explain to our audience about life insurance benefit for the insurer.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it's so many different benefits that you can use while you're alive, and a lot of benefits that people are missing out on just because they don't know or they weren't taught or they just assume the worst when it comes to life insurance. But actually, life insurance is something that we should all be excited about, especially when you know about the things that you can do while you're alive. Because, like you said, we talked about last week about burying and making sure that people are getting taken care of. But and some people don't like to think about that. But what I'm here to do is get people excited about it to understand that you can use this while you're alive. Like you can, it comes with living benefits as far as building cash value. I'll go over that. As far as chronic, terminal, critical, Alzheimer's. If you have any of those things, you can use your life insurance policy to take care of you instead of having to take out extra mortgage on your, refinance your house or something like that. Like people don't know that medical bills are one of the number one reason people go bankrupt, and or it could be medical bills because they spent all their money and then you hurt and you can't go to work. I've seen so many cases where people actually could use these policies instead of having to rush and go back to work. So if you were hurt and you couldn't do two of the daily living things, like as far as feeding yourself, getting dressed, stuff like that, brushing your teeth or something like that, you could actually use up to 9% of your policy to pay your bills, pay the medical bills to keep you going so you can fully go back to work when you are all the way healthy and you don't have to rush or stress. Because but a lot of people don't realize that stress is one of the one things that kill you more than anything else will. And stress is, I've seen it even like firsthand. My own family, people having to work two jobs and stressing over going to work and taking care of their family, and then they end up putting them in the hospital just because stress alone. So once you realize that what these living benefits can do for you, you can heal in peace. You can heal in peace. You don't have to worry about rushing back to work. You know that your bills paid. That's something you don't even have to think about. And when you don't have to think about healing, and you could just live your life. I mean, you can only have to worry about healing and not think about all the everything else that come with daily living. That's amazing. That's the reason why I really love doing what we do. And even when I know people, we just add the Alzheimer's. So when people get that, you can use that to take care of whatever it is if they go into a home or the extra help or whatever that you need. If you have getting someone, having someone come to your house take care of you. You can use all that through your life insurance policy. You don't have to go through you don't have to worry about health insurance. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. All the life insurance will take care of that for you. Because I got people at my job that I've seen people struggling with, say if someone gets cancer or something like that, and then, them bills rack up going through chemo and all that kind of stuff, that racks up. But if you already have life insurance, that's part of the living benefits that come with it. So you would have money coming from your life insurance to pay for those medical bills. Then you don't have to worry about the bills piling. I mean, the bills gonna come, but you have some way to pay for them, and then you can still keep living your day, your normal life when it comes to that part. So those are like a lot of living benefits that I want everyone to know about because we don't ever talk about that at all. And then I don't know if anybody had any questions about those. I got more stuff to talk about, but I wanted to see if anybody had any questions or anything.
Um, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You had mentioned using your policy up to 9% you
90%.
can use of that policy, correct?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So if you use 9% of that policy, then like you was talking about, you can use it for like illnesses, like you get sick on a job or you off work or you have all now you talking about when you have all time when the person the insurer has Alzheimer's or they can they use this 9% for any personal use.
It's actually 90, and yeah. I mean that if they have that, they qualify to get use the money. But like you said, you can use it to pay bills or whatever. You don't necessarily have to go to the medical bill. They can go to just use the money for whatever you need it for. It just give you
Okay,
access to it early.
so it is actually 90%.
Hmm. Yep.
That's a that's a pretty good chunk of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, I actually had unfortunately one of our teammates had a policy that would have been about um it was about worth about 800K, and he canceled his policy, and then like just back in I think it was April or something, like I think it was April, he had to have, I think he had something wrong with his knee, and he actually put up a GoFundMe to get the money to help his knee, his procedure with his knee. I don't know if he had to get, I forgot exactly what the issue was with his knee, but instead of, like, since he canceled his policy, he had to put out a GoFundMe. But if he never would have canceled his policy, then he could just use 90% of 800,000 to, pay for medical bills, have his knee procedure. I don't know if he's getting replaced or what. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something real serious. I don't know if he was having to get it amputated or I'm not really sure at the moment, but that's just an
Well,
example.
let me ask you this then. Um, okay, so with this policy, this life insurance policy, you are able now. Are you borrowing the money? Just a second.
No, that's not considered a death benefit. So that's still your money. But it takes away from the death benefit, though. But you get access to the death benefit early. So whatever he wanted to use it at 800,000. So that's how I.
Um, Let me ask you this part then. Okay, now, so what if the the one you have the insurance on passes away while you already done took out 80, 90% of that insurance money? Would you have to we you have to I guess it depends on how much you want to actually use that's left for them to bury with. It depend, would that actually depend upon you?
Yep. So it is whatever you use it as, what you used. So then then that's what you'll have left. 'Cause that's actually the it's different from borrowing from against it. You don't have to pay that back, but whatever you use will take away from the debt benefit. So he's like I said, it's just giving you access to it early instead of having to wait till you die. So now you got something you can do to so you can either choose either way, but then it just depends on, your situation and how much you want to use at the time. Like he had 800,000, so it might not that might not have been an $800,000 procedure, but it might have been like a $10,000 procedure or something like that. So you still have 790 left. So that's how that would work.
Wow. I I find out to be very interesting that you can actually use the monies off of your insurance while you for the living. Now, do you have to have like a medical thing going on?
To use a death benefit, I mean, yeah, not really. I mean, so to use it like that, it will have to you have to qualify for it. It had to be one of some type of ailment. It don't necessarily have to be a terminal one. It could just be something that just it kept you out of work for a little bit. But there's other ways you can use money on life insurance without you having to be sick or have something happen to you, and that's the cash value portion of it that that gains interest in the market.
Okay. Okay. All right. So with this, does it matter what type of life insurance you have? Because you got the whole and you got the term. So does that matter?
Not for the living benefits. Actually, it does not matter because it just depends on the carrier. Some carriers offer different types of living benefits with their policies, but the good thing is, I mean, the carriers that I work with and tell my clients about, even the term comes with the living benefits. Now, the term does not come with the cash value portion though. So that policy doesn't gain you any. You don't, get any money as far as like using it to gain interest and compound interest on your money. But you can use the term for the same way you would use it the whole life, as far as if something was to happen to you, or if you was get hurt and couldn't work for a while, or got cancer, or Alzheimer's or something.
Do you have to have that life insurance for a certain length of time before you can access the money from it?
It depends on which one you use, which rider you use. Like if it was, yeah, it did. You have to have it for a little while. It just depends on how the size of the policy and also the ailment too. on what it was. I need to actually, I don't know the exact numbers as far as how long it takes and which ailment it is, though. But I know if it's
Okay, but let me ask you. Well, how long do you actually? I mean, what's the average time that you should have your policy before you can assess the money, the 90% or up to 90% that you want to use? What's like an estimated time of having this particular policy?
I would say like 3 to 5 years, and then you should be able to get all of it. But that's just like you said, the average, and then each carrier will be different. And then like you said, like it'll be depending on carrier and like you said, how much and how old and all that kind of stuff. But on average, like 3 to 5 years.
Now, is this something that, let's say that someone wanted to inquire about life insurance, okay? And is this something that is presented up front? Because a lot of people, I'm quite sure, don't know about these extra living benefits. And I just kind of wonder, I do have life insurance, but I do not recall being told that I could get up to 90%, and maybe I wasn't, and I just can't remember. But however, is it a normal practice for the insurance agent to explain these benefits up front to the insurer?
I guess it depends on the agent and who the agent works for, because there are agents that work for companies that do not offer living benefits. So maybe the policy, you might not have it, but I know what I try to do. I'm in a good position because I can offer any type of policy for anybody, so I don't have to convince anyone to buy a certain type because that's what I sell. I can educate everyone on all the different types of life insurance and how it works, and then go on from there and figure out what's best for them. So I mean, as far as I know, I mean it's my best practice and my team's best practice, and that's what I teach my teammates to do. But as far as I really, unfortunately, can't speak for all the other agents out there because it's some people teach different stuff, and there are some bad apples out there, unfortunately. But I know what we do, and we really are intentional on teaching everyone everything about life insurance and what best works for them and not what works for me.
That's great. Well, what can I heard you mention? You can get a hold of a bad, agent, I believe. Now, how would the consumer? How would the? What would be some? I know I'm kind of gearing off for the benefits, but we're going to get back to that. But what would the consumer have to look for in order to know if they are being not being represented in the right way for their benefits? As far as what do the consumer look for in an agency?
Yeah, I would just say, if do your, for unfortunately, for some consumers, just it's good to sit down and maybe need to ask them some questions about life insurance, and maybe they should do some research too. Like, just don't go ahead and buy the first thing they are introduced, especially if they're just telling them the bare minimum about life insurance. And it's kind of hard too because a lot of people don't even know what to look for. They don't even know that it's this type of life insurance out there. And there are some people that only just want life insurance, and I've had people tell me they don't care about that other stuff too. So it's up to, I guess, that person, and then doing your research too, and or having somebody that make it, as other people that they work with, or do research on the type of policies and stuff like that. That's the best thing I can say they could do, because it's hard to just pick out certain things, and because they won't even, if it's somebody that's brand new, they won't even know what's going on. Because I know it was somebody talked to me about life insurance in the beginning, and the only thing they talked to me about was term. I had no idea about any of this other stuff, and I didn't even think to do that. So it's kind of tough. That's why I'm here for. That's why I love doing all this stuff right here, because I can.
Great. Um, so it's best for the consumer to do their due diligence whenever searching out to purchase life insurance. So, consumer, it's up to you to do your due diligence on when you are obtaining or questioning about life insurance. Now, Mr. Nichols says that he offers different aspects of the life insurance, whereas the living benefits of it. So, Mr. Nichols, you named several things that if you off your job with an illness, um, if you become dementia, if you get dementia and you need other care, then you could use these living benefits towards your care. Now, I want you to explain to me also and to our audience more detail about the living benefits, and also could you go ahead and explain to us what caught my eye when I looked at your post about the Great Depression? I found that to be very interesting, and I'd like for you to also share that with our audience, okay?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I can go either way. I guess I'll just start from the Great Depression. And that was something I just found out, a little less than a year ago. Because it's so much of life insurance, so I'm constantly, looking up stuff and learning what I can about it. And it's crazy, but in the Great Depression, that um, when the whole country was losing money, people who had life insurance policies were still their policies were still gaining money. Even when the Great Depression happened, the Great Depression, um, life insurance saved J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney was hit by the Great Depression, but the cash value in his life insurance policies he used to save his company. Yeah, even Disneyland. Everybody loves Disneyland. Walt Disney couldn't get a large enough bank loan from the banks, but he used the money from his life insurance policies to help the payroll, help start Mickey Mouse and all that kind of stuff, all from life insurance. And the same for McDonald's too. He used Ray Kroc used the money from his life insurance policies to buy out the McDonald's brothers and start, Ronald McDonald, start the new mascot. So life insurance is really used while you're alive. There's people that's all around, that aren't famous, that are using their life insurance policies to fund their business, or um, to start a business, or people use that money to flip houses or all kind of stuff. Use it to because it's so much stuff you can do with the life insurance. It's amazing. That's why I like people want to get people to get excited about it. And you gaining so much interest, compound interest, way more than you're gaining in the banks. And it's just amazing. And people don't realize is the banks are giving billions of dollars to life insurance each year. So there's no way. I can't say like no way, but it's very hard for life insurance to any life insurance company to for something to happen to them because the banks are literally giving billions, and I'm saying like more than one bank, more than 10 banks are each giving 20 billion, 19 billion, 18 billion, 10 billion, all the life insurance because they put their money in life insurance, and we put our money in the bank. They put that money in life insurance, and they use that to gain the same compound interest that I'm telling everybody about that they can do themselves instead of being putting money in the bank. Well, that's how those living benefits really work.
Wow. I find that to be very interesting. Um, so, by you using those examples during the Great Depression, or when these companies were in a financial strain, that they were able to use their life insurance. Now, in today's, because the way you was explaining it before, you have to be ill. I mean, is it necessary that you are ill during this time period that we're living in now? Because you were stating that with the depression, the companies were able to, hey, don't you do that. Ooh, get down. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Lord, somebody pray for this here little doggy. You hear me? He's over here scratching my leather white furniture. Like, ooh, Father, God is on your side, little dog. God is on your side.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to necessarily be sick to use the money. That's just a way to use the death benefit, but the policies also have a cash value portion, and you can build up your money in there too. So that's what I was talking about. You can use that instead of putting money in the bank. You can put your money in a life insurance policy and gain compound interest. And on average, it's been about 8 to 9% past couple years. So it goes with the you can actually get market participation, but you don't have to worry about losing when the market goes down. So you get a floor of zero just to be safe, and then you get a cap. You can only gain so much, but the reason why you can only gain so much is because they protect you from losing any money at all. And you can also, the more money you've put in there, you can borrow from. People say it's borrowing against your policy, but you're actually when you borrow against it, you're actually getting the money from. It's not taking the money from your policy. You're taking the money from the life insurance carrier. So when I say that, that means that the money in your policy is still sitting there gaining interest, like you never took any of it out because you didn't. When you take it out as a loan, you're taking a loan from the carrier, not your own policy. So then you can and then now you can pay that back or not. And then if you don't pay that back, the only time it'll affect you is when the death benefit, when it's time, when you pass away. But with the compound interest is gaining, depending on how much you borrow against it, it'll all pay back with the interest you gain anyway. Hmm.
Wow. Wow. That that made me think about if I were to use my 90%, and if I unfortunately pass away, boy, you got issues over there too, huh? if I if I unfortunately pass away, then whatever is left is what my beneficiary will have to use to take care of my burial expenses, correct? Just a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. So yep, that's if you don't pay it back. You can pay it back, and it depend on um, how much interest your policy is gaining and how much you borrow. The interest it gains might pay it back itself too. So just yep.
One more question. If unfortunately I pass away, will my beneficiary have to pay some of that money back from the remainder of what I have left?
Nope. They don't have to pay it back. It would just take away from the death benefit. So if your death benefit was 100,000 and you borrowed 5, and then you did just never paid it back, then your beneficiary would just get 95,000. So you don't have to. I mean, it's good to pay it back, but you don't have to pay it back. Mm.
Very interesting. Now we must take a commercial break, as you all know, okay? Listen, it's your girl, Jocelyn M. McGuire, and I want you all to what? Like and share. And guess what? Go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, look, can you handle the truth? Coffee mug. The truth goes down so much better. Listen, coming the first Thursday of each month will be Becoming Who I Am. This is a new segment that we are adding to Can You Handle the Truth umbrella. And like I said, it's called Becoming Who I Am. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a writer? Do you recite poetry? Are you a rapper? Are you a singer? Hey, did you just finish a book? Then you know what? We need to know about your talents. Are you a makeup artist? Listen. Or you're a hairstylist. Listen, we need to hear about your accomplishments and how did you succeed to be the person that you are now. That you are now an entrepreneur, a poet, a writer, a playwright, a hairstylist, and you have your own company, an author, and you just publish a book. Please let us know about your accomplishments, and that way we can share it with the world, share it with our studio audience. And this is the email address that I'm going to put up right now. The email address is canyouhandlethetruth@gmail.com. It's running across the ticker as I speak right now. Can you handle the truth at gmail.com? All right? Listen, share your accomplishments with us on Becoming Who I Am, airing the first Thursday of each month. All right? Now, back to our guest, Mr. Jeff Nichols, our insurance agent guy, who is informing us about insurance. So thank you guys for the break. Like and share. And welcome back. All right, we have Mr. Nichols and his son. He had disappeared now. But Mr. Nichols, I do have another question for you. Um, so I might have asked this question before, but you said, yeah, I did. You said it takes like 3 to 5 years. You should have that policy before you start to get the monies off of it. So it takes 3 to 5 years. And is this a easy procedure? Is it a lot of paperwork, or what's the length of time before you put in for your extra monies, the 90% of your policy before receiving that money? What is the procedure in apply? I guess you have to apply for it in applying for your monies.
You know what? I haven't had to do one of these yet, so I'm not all the way sure on how that part works. I haven't had to do one of those as far as I've been, fortunate enough to haven't had to do, that part yet. So I've been normally people my age has been normally around my age, so people haven't had to do that part yet. But I don't think it's. I know you have to have proof of. I know you have to have proof of what's been going on and have proof of I know you have to have provide your medical evaluation of what happened. So you will have. I know you have to apply for it, but as far as the whole process goes, I'm not 100% sure on that, and that's a question that I will make sure I get answered. That's a good question.
All right. Now when you say you had to show proof, um, say you having financial hardship. Okay, you having financial hardship. Either you or your spouse has lost their employment. Now, being that I have financial hardship, can I still use some of my monies from my insurance?
Yeah, so that will be a case where you would just borrow from it. Um, I've used mine plenty of times, so that's a good thing about having these policies too. Is in case you like, say you got to find like you lost your job and you need something to help you out, or say if you had a emergency, like what if what if your car broke down or something like that, or shoot, even if, what if you want to just use it to pay for your vacation? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to use your own money. You want to use your policy's money to pay for the vacation. It's a lot of things you can do with it that you don't necessarily have to be sick or anything like that. That was just one of the things that I know I've seen examples of where people could have used that big time. But yeah, you can borrow against as long as you've paid on it enough, and depending how much you paid on it each year, you can borrow that money and use it for whatever. It goes right to your bank account when you borrow it. Goes right to your account, and it's your money. So you don't have to, like, for that part of it. You don't have to do. You just call them and ask for it, and that's it. So it's perfect for when you got hardships and stuff, or like emergencies or anything like that.
Wow, wow, that's great. So, I'm gonna ask one last question. Um, if you, let's say that if you miss paying the money you borrow, Is there a grace period as to before your policy is suspended? Can that happen if you don't repay your monies back?
Nope. Your policy, as long as you're just paying the normal premiums, your policy will still be enforced. That don't, you don't have to worry about the policy still getting canceled or lapsing if you don't pay that part back. And speaking of that part, there's actually uh, flexible payments premiums that come with my policy too, and that is like if you can actually, if you come into some hardships, you can actually take a month off from paying it. You can actually skip a month or maybe two, or depending on what's going on, if you can't pay that month, you could just skip one. Especially if you had your policy for a while, you can skip it. And then another thing is, if your policy has you've had it for a while and it's built up cash value, you can stop the payments, and then they will just pull from the cash value to pay your policy until you can pay it again. So it's a lot of flexible, a lot of flexibility when it comes to paying these policies off or just paying them. Period.
Excuse me. That is good to know information because I didn't even know that right there. And I do have life insurance, but I did not know about that part or about the other information that you was giving as far as the living benefits of the insurance policy to the insured. I wasn't sure of any of that at all. So thank you for that information that you have shared with us. It was very informative. Very, I see you got third hand. Very informative. Oh, these kids, don't you gotta love them, don't you? You gotta love them. Yeah, but that was very good information, Mr. Nichols. I'm gonna place Mr. Nichols' information on our screen for you all may contact him. This information is provided to you to reach out to Mr. Nichols for any additional information that you may want to ask him about. And here is his information. I'm going to put it up here on the screen for us. Okay. This is his information, Jeff Nichols. And he is the director of Life Insurance Agency. Okay. Oh, look who we have here. Well, our friend, dear Jimmy Rand, he says hello. Jimmy, he has a podcast that is called Let's Talk Bible. Hey, you guys look it up on Facebook on his page, and you can get the hours and the days that Let's Talk Bible is presented, and it's a very, very, very nice, informative podcast concerning the reading of the Word of God in the Bible. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Jeff Nichols, like I said, he's a director. He's a licensed life insurance agent. He's located in Dayton, Ohio, which is not far from our city, the capital, Columbus, Ohio. He do have his office number, mobile number, and his email address as well. Give him a call at 937 672 6229. Once again, that number is 937 672 6229. That is his information. Excuse me. Something in the air. Excuse me, please. That is his information that we have sharing with you today. And any additional information that you would like to have concerning Mr. Jeff Nichols, please reach out and call his number. And I'm quite sure he'll be able to assist you in your insurance needs. All right. How you like that?
I like that. Thank you. And I just wanted to add one thing. I know you said I wasn't far from Columbus. I love it there, by the way. But I do I do a lot of my appointments through Zoom too. So I don't want people to feel like that we have to, they got to drive all the way here. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But um, I could do everything through Zoom too. Show you your policy through Zoom. Do the application all through Zoom. So it'll be like we just in person. I share my screen, everything, so they'll see everything that we're doing, put the information in, and all that kind of stuff.
That's great. Technology today, I'm like, wow. You can say so much gas, being that the prices are astronomical high. That this way of doing it by Zoom is really a blessing for the consumers, really a blessing for the consumers, that you're able to handle their various insurance, life insurance policy and questions, and also able to write up a policy per Zoom, per using Zoom. So this is very good. Like I said, in today's society, we are not limited anymore to having to be in persons to conduct any sort of business. So it is indeed a blessing, and is definitely economical to meet on Zoom. To meet on Zoom. Thank you for that, Mr. Nicholson. Thank you for joining us on this evening. I want to say to the people out there, thank you once again. Like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jocelyn M. McGuire. And don't forget to hit that what? Notification bell, baby. That way you'll never miss another episode of Can You Handle the Truth? Listen, I want to speak out about the people that were involved in the hurricane that hit today, and that hit 2 days prior, I believe. They had two in a row. So we want to keep those people in our prayers, because lives were lost, materialistic things were lost, such as their homes and their way of living, and they are in dire straits right now. So we are praying that they are able to receive the things that they need from our government in assisting them on moving forward. Absolutely, Jimmy Rand, praying for them. Absolutely. So let's keep them in prayer, and pray that all their needs are met and exceeded, that their needs will be met and above. what they actually need, because I'm quite sure it's very devastating to be in such a calamity all around you and happening within you yourself. So we're going to pray that God keep those people and that they are financially taken care of by our government assistance. Yes, absolutely, Jimmy Rand. Father, you are in control. Absolutely. We're just praying that, they don't have any more hurricanes or storms or tornadoes. These things were just happening. And I cannot imagine being in such environment as that my life and my family lives are all in danger, jeopardy, our living and everything. So our hearts and our prayers go out to all these individuals that were affected by these various hurricanes and tornadoes, these horrific storms. And we trust your will be done. Trust your will be done. Absolutely, let God's will be done. Amen. Listen, people, I love you, but you know what? God loves you best. God loves you best. And Mr. Nichols, tell our people a good evening and your hours of availability.
Uh, I'm available, and look, I love this so much until I go to sleep. You know what I mean? If you, if I'm up and you got questions, and I'm not doing not doing any family activities or anything like that. Um, I will always answer questions. Or if I don't get to you at night, if I'm up, I'm available. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I work 9 to 5, but um, if if I can always answer texts or emails or anything like that. So if I'm up, I'm available. So that's how I feel about it. So and thank you everyone for getting on. I appreciate everyone for listening, and I pray that you guys got a value from our discussion tonight. And I'll love to answer any more questions, or if I can help anybody out with any insurance needs, or look over a policy or anything like that, or if anybody's ever interested in getting their license. I help people with that part too. If you want to learn this and get your license as well and do this part time too, I'm available for that. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. So I have a regular job too, and I do this, and I love doing this because my son's right here learning. He was answering questions, and even like he'll even walk up to people and ask them if they got life insurance. He's already uh, be my little salesman with me. So it's one thing I can pass with my kids too. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you for having me again. This means a lot to me.
Absolutely, Mr. Nichols. Thank you for joining us on this evening, part two of life insurance, the living benefits. Like we said earlier, you have any questions or any type of inquiries, please give Mr. Nichols a call. Please give him a call. Now, like I said, I love you, but guess what? God loves you best. God loves you best. Listen here. I want you guys to like and share as usual and go to YouTube and subscribe to my what? Channel. Listen, you're blessed, then be a blessing. You're blessed, then be a blessing. There's nothing wrong with being a blessing to others, especially if you're blessed already. So bless someone else. Did I say money? No, I did not. But bless someone else with a kind word. Bless someone else with a smile. Bless someone else with a hug. You're blessed. So be a blessing. Until next time, have a wonderful, safe weekend. Much love.